Hello everybody, and welcome to the Chicagoland Motor Speedway as we get set for the Geico 400 here under the lights at Chicagoland Speedway. This is the first of three, this is the first race of the chase for the Season 6 Budweiser All Pro Series Championship, and what I was just stumbling to say was this is round number 1, race number 1 of the chase. This is where all 16 drivers compete for the top 12 positions that will be settled right after the completion of the final race in this round. Whoever's in the top 12 will advance, while whoever's in the bottom 4 will be eliminated. So as we get set, let's go through the let's take you to the, I don't want to say starting lineup, but let's take you to the chase drivers and introduce you to them. First up here, he is top of the boards with 3 wins this season. Well, technically he's tied for the top of the board with another person. We have Anthony McCurry in the number 61 National Guard Audi. And then here we go, you see we have Stephen Pollard III, who had a win earlier this season, and it's what got him into the chase. Then you got Trent Dunham, whose win at the first Pocono race got him into the chase as well. By the way, for those of you who didn't know, I have asked Seth's help, and he has switched to a red banner / splitter. So, instead of yellow, it's now red. So you have to watch out for the red. Here's John Arndt. Now, John Arndt is one lucky rookie, I should say, because with his win at the Brickyard 400, that's what got him into this chase for the championship. So, John Arndt in the number 95 Thrivent Financial Ford Fusion. I don't know how to say his sponsor name. So going back through here. Here we go. Here's Charles Jackson. This is his first ever chase under the new format, as far as I know. He's been in the chase. He's been in the chase before, but this is his first chase in the new elimination style format. Driving the number 54 Farmers Insurance Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. And speaking of Joe Gibbs Racing, his teammate right behind him, O'Neal Baldwin, announced earlier this season that he is leaving Joe Gibbs at the end of the season to form his own team. He's going to call it O'Neal Baldwin Racing, but for the sake of argument, I'm just going to call it Baldwin Racing. Just, shorten it up a little bit. But he's driving the number 18 M&M's Toyota Camry. And then you got Alex May in the 51. Who's surprising his surprising 2 wins earlier this season. A lot of them came at the expense of his teammate Seth Cole, but he's in the chase this season. He's driving the number 51 Oreos Chevrolet for Tweenix Racing. Here's Ryan Rezzo in the number 55 Aaron's Dream Machine in Michael Waltrip Racing's last season in the Budweiser All Pro Series. He's driving driving 55 Aaron's Toyota. His win, I forgot at what track, but it was earlier this season. I know it was California. That's what it was. Auto Club. His win at Auto Club is what put him in the chase this season. Here is Andrew Rich in the 27 Pittsburgh Paints Menards Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. His win at Daytona is what put him into the chase for the championship this season. His first and as a rookie. And here we go. Here's Jessica Villanueva in the number 78 Wonder Bread Chevrolet for Front Row or for Furniture Row Racing. She her win at Atlanta at the second race of the season was good enough to put her in the chase for the championship. Her first chase for the championship as well, even though she's not a rookie. Here is Michael White, who was able to pull out a victory over Daniel Voiles at Texas after the race was ended under a caution. So the number 4 Budweiser Chevrolet for Stuart Haas Racing is in the chase. Oops. And then here's Charles Sanford. Charles Sanford went to victory lane, I think it was once earlier this season, in his Vanilla Coke Chevrolet for Retro Racing Enterprises. He's the only driver to represent Retro Racing Enterprises in the chase in its inaugural season, and just like also he's a rookie as well. John Cittadino finally, after a good season or two, is finally back in the chase for the championship in his number 72 Chevrolet. I think it's out of Cittadino Ed Motorsports. And here's John Racer. John Racer in the number 5. He picked up a win at Kentucky, a very good win at Kentucky. That alone was good enough to put him in the chase. So both John Arndt and John Racer are in the chase for the championship. And then we have JT Bryant, who's 3 wins. He's also tied for the top of the board with Anthony McCurry. So JT Bryant and his Goosebumps number 22 Ford Fusion for Penske Racing is in the chase. And last but not least, Nick Altendorf, the Season 4 Budweiser All Pro Series champion, who got into the chase via being the points leader and he didn't have a win. He was the points leader and didn't have a win, which shows consistency wins championships. So we'll see if Nick Altendorf can be consistent with his runs, and see if he can get up in the chase. So, without further ado, now that I've introduced you to the chase field, let's go trackside for the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
The chase drivers are ready. The other drivers are ready. The field the field is started. They're rolling off the grid. We're getting ready for some good racing here at Chicagoland. "27 laps of racing is hopefully going to give us a bunch of good running laps, good pit stops and everything. Oh, got a slight headache, but not too bad. 16 drivers. I'm hoping I got all of them. I probably missed one because I was blinking or something when I was going through the field. But hopefully I got all 16. Talked about all 16 chase drivers. Anthony McCurry he's tied for the points lead coming into this because of the wins. I give extra points for wins when they start the season. So Anthony McCurry gets the pole for the first race of the chase. But you got 3 other chasers in the top. You got 4 other chasers in the top 10. So we'll see what four total chasers in the top 10. So here we go. Geico 400, first chase race of the season. Getting set. Green flag is out. We're underway. Ooh, and the 17 car got a great start. Let's just double check. It looks like everybody made it. Everybody makes it through the first turn. Oh, they're 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Well, we got a problem, and it's in one of the chasers already. Caution is out. Oh, looks like a couple of chasers involved in this one. I see the 4 and the 22, but they probably just went in the grass to avoid it. Let's see, here's Daniel Gilbert, Alex May, John Racer doesn't look to have that much damage on his 5 machine. Alex May has some scrapes. Benjamin Miles, Annie Thomas, and Annie Thomas's teammate Ryan Reza, who I saw started the whole thing. And John Cittadino with his front end all kinds of smashed up. Caution is out though, and as you can see, it looks like we already have pit strategy coming into play here, with a couple of drivers coming in already. And one of them being chase driver, one of them is being chase driver Trent Dunham. And I see other chase drivers too, including the 4, the 78, the 54, who I hope doesn't have damage on the back of that machine. Yes, he does. Charles Jackson has some damage on the back of his 54. Oh, these cars, they have to stop because the car is coming out of pit lane. Now they can go, so I'm not sure how that's going to come into play here. Charles Jackson and Alex May dealing with some damage. We'll be right back as we're going to take a look and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here at Chicagoland. Alright, we're here looking at what happened to bring out the first caution. As you can see, Ryan Rezzo in the 55 car begins to turn James Silverfox in the 10. They both slide. The 55 overcorrects, comes back up the track into the 51 of Alex May. Then those drivers hit the wall. Then you see him come down. You see, look at the 78 of Jessica Villanueva. Gets a little bit of damage right there when she runs into the 55. And then you see the rest of these drivers come down. You see that's where the 4, the 22, and the 3 cut through the grass to try to get around this wreck. And look at Charles Sanford back there. He gets through it as well. Alright, we have a couple of chase driver onboard cameras that we can watch. We'll start with the 78 of Jessica Villanueva. She hit him, but it doesn't look like the 17 has too much damage. Alright, so then now we're going to ride with the 72 of John Cittadino. Alright, now we're going to ride with the 03 of Charles Sanford. And then last but not least, we're going to ride with the onboard of the 3 of Nick Altendorf. Wow, the 22 car almost got turned as well, and it was actually very good that he got turned because it kind of helped him avoid the wreck. So this is what happens to bring out the first caution. Let's go back up for the restart here at Chicago. Welcome back here to Chicago. We're getting ready to come back to the green flag. Your top 10: Anthony McCurry, Stephen Pollard III, Darren Blake, John Arndt, Chuck Petty, Anthony DiCaprio, Steve Pollard, Jessica Shelton, Cody Lamas, and Nathan Hudson. Green flag is back out. We're back underway. So far, the only car to retire is John Cittadino. We're gonna wait and see. We're gonna ride back here with a lot of these, looking at a lot of these chase drivers. Trent Dunham came down pit road. He's just riding in the back here. He came down early on the pit road. I don't think he has any damage. In a way, that'd be a good thing. Then you got all of these chase drivers up. Then you got all these drivers up here. Oh, Neil Baldwin got a little sideways there, but look at him fighting back in that 18. Anyways, whoa! The 10 of Silver Fox almost got turned back here. And he's got some damage, so it wouldn't surprise me that they're all trying to get around this 10 car. Back up at the front here, we got a new second place driver. That's Darren Blake in the 43. Darren Blake has yet to go to victory lane this season. And as you know, that if a chase driver wins, he is automatically locked into the next round of the chase. Look at the 95 of John Arndt, 3 wide, gonna make it, and he's gonna pass for the lead here at Chicagoland. Let's take a look and see who the fastest driver on the track is. And the fastest driver currently is the number 2, if I can find him. There he is, right back here. The number 2 of Dylan Young, followed swiftly by the 1 of Trent Dunham, who is just on the outside trying to pass with the 41. We got a bunch of chase drivers back here, including Michael White, Alex May, Jessica Villanueva, Charles Jackson, Ryan Rezzo, and then John Arndt, the current chase driver that's leading. And look at how far away that 95 car has pulled out to the lead. So now the question will remain on fuel strategy. A couple of chase drivers came down under the caution flag on lap I think it was 2 or 3. Speaking of which, the caution is out. Oh, there's an accident up ahead involving the 3. Oh, and a bunch of chase drivers piling in here, including the 1 of Trent Dunham. Oh my goodness. Trent Dunham, Andrew Rich is done, Alex May is done, Michael White is done, Jessica Villanueva is probably going to be finished, Ryan Rezzo probably going to be finished, maybe not. Trent Dunham is out. Levi McIntyre's engine is blown. Charles Jackson's probably going to be done. A lot of chase drivers out of it already now here at, including Andrew Rich, I've probably said that already. A lot of chase drivers already out of it here at, a lot of chase drivers already out of it here at Chicagoland. As you see, the cars now all going to come down pit lane. Nick Altendorf is done. Bunch of drivers in this field that's done. All the cars that remain are still on the lead lap. Shelton having a little problem getting onto pit road. '95 the first off pit road, then it's the 9, followed by the 21 as you see the 61 and the 47 make contact. Alright, we're gonna go take a look and see at what brought out the caution flag, as we have a new leader in Adrian White, and James Silverfox is second. Alright, so this is what happens to bring out the second caution of the night. As you see up ahead, the 48 car of Jake Haynes, the 27 bounces off the 6, down into the 27, and then down into the 48, and the 48 of Jake Haynes spins out the 27 of Andrew Rich, who then comes right up the racetrack, right into the path of the 3. 27 car hits the wall really hard. Then you see the 3 car slide up into it. Bam. That's where the 42 Levi McIntyre gets involved. 42 car comes back up the track hard into the wall. The 3 car starts to come down the track. Hits a little bit of the 03, and the 5 gets through it, but then the 4, the 54, and the 78 all plow into it. There you see the 24 Joseph Srigley get flipped over, and the track just becomes completely blocked. Dylan Young, the fastest car on the racetrack at the moment, at the time, was involved in it as well. Can't believe something like that would happen. We have an onboard with the 3 of Nick Altendorf. You see him, it was just a little too late for him to hit the brakes. Alright, so this is what happens to bring out the final, or the second car show of the night. So let's go back up and see who's left, who's out, and get the restart. Alright, welcome back here to Chicagoland, where we have a bunch of drivers out of this race. They include Jessica Villanueva, Michael White, Joseph Srigley, Levi McIntyre, Nick Altendorf, Alex May, Andrew Rich, Ryan Rezzo, Trent Dunham, and Charles Jackson. All of those except for the 24 car practically are chase drivers. And all except for the 24 and the 42, pretty much all chase drivers are out of the race. So your top 10 as we get ready to come back to green is John Arndt, Steve Pollard, Chuck Petty, Anthony McCurry, Anthony DiCaprio, Neil Balvin, Dougie Shears, Jessica Shelton, Sean Henley, Cody Lamas. Green flag's back out. We're back underway here at Chicago. All of these cars come down pit lane. All these cars have come down pit lane, so I guess now the question is, who can make it the whole way on fuel? Another driver I'm keeping my eye on there is the 18 of O'Neal Balvin. He is bound and determined to win a championship this season. He's already 3 wide, and he's already going for the second place. Or he's already has second place, but now he's going to be under contest by the 19. But the outside line can get a good run, but it doesn't look like it's going to be this time. O'Neal Balvin now stuck on the outside, but this is just allowing John Arndt to pull away. Oh, look at these low. The 18 car O'Neal Balvin hit the wall slightly. You see Anthony McCurry back here trying to fight back as well. McCurry, who had the pole for the race. We'll have to see. It's once again going to be a question of who's going to have enough fuel to make it to the end. Yeah, this is going to be who can make it to the end. Let's see where our chase drivers are. John Arndt currently in the lead. Then back in 4th place is Anthony McCurry. And then the next highest chase driver is O'Neal Balvin. We'll see where he comes across the line as he's finally made it back to the inside line. He comes across and still in 10th place. And then after McCurry, here's Charles Sanford, who was last in 18th place. JT Bryant, who was last in 17th. Here's Stephen Pollard III, who was last in 22nd. And then coming up swiftly through the middle here is John Racer, who was last in 23rd. Now he's in 21st. And then all of the other chase drivers after that are basically out of the race. So there's literally only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 7 out of 16 chase drivers still on the racing surface, or still on the racing track. Oh, look at Dougie Shears in the 19. He has caught up to the 95. Oh, we have a new leader, and that's Dougie Shears in the 19. All of these drivers now who are not in the chase, all they're racing for is the chance to be in the Season 7 All-Star race. That and bragging rights going into next season as well, but and points, but still, it's not like they're not racing for a championship anymore. So Dougie Shears now has the lead with 3 laps to go. I didn't even realize how many laps to go we had. John, the 95 car, is still in second, but look who just took third, and that's Anthony McCurry. The question remains is, do these drivers have enough fuel to make it? That's going to be the biggest concern on a lot of these drivers. Can Dougie Shears make it on fuel? Two laps to go for the 19 Stanley Tools Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Go ahead and get my camera ready so I can take the pictures. Here we go. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for the 19 of Dougie Shears. No indication of Dougie Shears coming to pit road. So here he comes off of turn number 4. Dougie Shears is gonna do it. The Geico 400 belongs to the 19. Dougie Shears wins the race. And the 95 of John Art is the highest finishing chaser. But Dougie Shears is the winner of the Geico 400. His first victory of the season. Comes 1 race too late to get him into the chase. But Dougie Shears still with a very impressive victory. There we go. The race results have unofficially been saved. Make sure that's not blurry. Nope, not blurry. Make sure the second one's not blurry. Nope, not blurry. Alrighty, the first chase race is completed here at Chicagoland. I believe next week we go to Rockingham, the United States version of Rockingham, North Carolina, for another race there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Dougie Shears. A tough break for over half of the chasing, or for just a little under half of the chase field. There's 7 drivers that made it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, for over half of the chase field has retired at the end of from this race. So it's still gonna be a battle for the top 4, but question's gonna remain is who's gonna be the most in trouble at the end of next week when it's really gonna count. So for Michael Norman here in the Budweiser All Pro Series at Chicago, here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel, Offline Racing at its best, we say until we meet again.